Hello, everybody. My name is Liz Plasser. I am the editor-in-chief of Women's Health, and I am super excited to be speaking to all of you today about one of my favorite topics, which is owning your morning. In fact, I love it so much, I just released a book all about it. So I want to start by telling you a quick story, which is the story of my morning. And I did what I always do, which is wake up at 5:17 a.m. And I'll get into that in just a second. But next, I had some coffee, also a regular part of my morning. I did some journaling, some meditation, which we'll also get into. And then I hit the YMCA for a quick workout. So that is my morning routine in a nutshell. Those are sort of my non-negotiables. And then the rest of the day began. I took my kids to the bus stop. My 10-year-olds got into an argument on the way. The bus was late, finally got them on it, rushed home to get my youngest son to his school. While I was walking him, I checked my work email. There was an urgent thing to deal with that I had not expected or planned for. So I share this story because despite our best laid plans, life gets in the way. And what I really believe is that the difference between a good morning and a great morning is if you start it by taking care of yourself and filling yourself up with the things that matter most to you, then you are so much better equipped for all the twists and turns that will indeed happen, whether it's later that morning or later that day. And that's really what this book is all about. Own Your Morning has been a passion project of mine and of Women's Health for many years. And the reason we are on a mission to help make mornings more magical is because we know how much science and research there is supporting the idea that how you start your day is indeed how you live your day. So my book really wants you to be the architect of your perfect morning, whatever that looks like for you. I'm really here to help you live your healthiest, happiest life starting at sunrise, but that is going to look beautifully different and unique for every single one of us. And I hope you will go on that journey by reading the book and figuring out what matters most to you and then building little micro moments that nod to those things into your morning. So for me, as I mentioned, that begins at 5:17 a.m. Why, you might be wondering, do I set my alarm for 5:17? And although this brand and this book is all about experts and science and the latest research, this is the one tip that I have not yet found a study to support, but I stand by it, that if you can begin your morning with a number that really lights you up and makes you happy, then that is some great energy you are going to take into the rest of the day. 7 is my lucky number. So personally, I like starting my day with a 7, but it could be 3, it could be 8, it could be whatever number is meaningful to you. Second, I believe that by setting my alarm for an odd number, I am much less likely to press the snooze button. Something about landing on 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. or whatever it is, I'm more likely to press that snooze button and try to get a few more minutes of sleep. And interestingly, all the sleep experts I talked to were very anti-snooze button. And the reason they told me that they prefer people don't press snooze is because at the end of your sleep cycle, you're in a phase called REM sleep, which is the most restorative, important part. And so if you're pressing snooze then and sort of having those turbulent, interrupted intervals, then you're not getting all you can out of that very precious final bit of sleep at the end of the night. So back into when you absolutely have to wake up, pick a number that matters to you, and for extra credit, choose an alarm sound that makes you happy. I personally love the chime sound on my phone. Anything except that loud blaring alarm sound, I think will work. So that's how I begin my morning. Second, as I mentioned, I started my morning with some journaling and meditation. This is a great place to set your intention for the day, to reflect on what you want to accomplish. For me, it means writing a gratitude list. I also choose a few words that I want to bring to life that day, adjectives. And that looks a little different for me every day, but it helps me get really clear on what energy I want to project with my family, with my friends, and with my colleagues that day. So I learned from experts in reporting this book that meditation and journaling can take all different forms. I have tried many times to become, get into the the Zen Buddha position, which is awesome if that works for you. But for me, meditation is more about putting on my headphones, going to a quiet place, and listening to the music that I need that day. So after that, I would also say fitness is a huge part of my morning. And I want to be really clear that although I love fitness, and that often means, swinging kettlebells and banging out some pull-ups, just moving your body is awesome. That could be as simple as taking a walk around your block. Maybe you have a dog or, a pet that you want to spend time with and get some exercise with, or maybe you want to meet a friend and go for a jog. The benefits of exercise are just unfathomable. And it's everything from helping your heart's health, your bone density, to the more nebulous emotional and mental benefits, like making you feel a sense of confidence, making you feel more calm. I know that I always say I feel so clear-eyed and sparkly after a workout. And there is tons of science suggesting that that's not just me feeling it. That is an actual magical change in my body chemistry that's happening when I'm doing some physical exertion. So exercise is great. And for a little bit of extra credit, it would be wonderful if you could go outside for just a bit and expose yourself to some sunlight. I know that's getting harder as the days are getting shorter this winter. But again, the research about getting yourself some light, there's tons of it. It actually reduces your melatonin levels. So that makes you just naturally feel more alert and boosts your mood. And if it is difficult for you to get sunlight at the crack of dawn, which I can understand, the next best thing is to turn on a bright light in your apartment. I also share in my book that making connections with people is an important part of my morning. And again, there are really quick, simple, but powerful and effective ways you can do that. For me, it means sending a couple of text messages to people who are important to me in my life. I'm not suggesting that you call your mom or your sister or your best friend and have an hour-long marathon catch-up session, though I'm sure they would all love that at some point. It can be as simple as shooting a text to somebody with a heart emoji that says, "I love you and I'm thinking about you." Not only scientifically is shown to make you feel good when you put that karma and energy out in the world, but it will make the recipient feel really, really amazing too. So those are a few things that I like to do every single morning. They make me feel my best. And whenever those twists and turns happen, like my kids getting in a little bit of a thing this morning, or the bus arriving late, or a rainy morning, or that last minute deadline that you didn't expect, I find that I am so much better prepared to handle those obstacles and those hard things and challenges, and to really stand up and meet them head on, feeling my very, very best. So I hope that you too can find what fills you up and lights you up with your morning, so you feel like your healthiest and happiest self. And I would be so psyched if you would share some of those wins and even those challenges by using the hashtag #OwnYourMorning. And finally, before I leave you all, I want to say a very special thank you to our friends at Say Your Piece, which is an organization that is very aligned with my mission to share more of yourself and to really come together through the challenges that we're all facing in the world today. So thank you so much for having me, and I look forward to seeing how you own your morning.